know my crafty friends. I'm Connie Melton, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in McKinney, Texas. And we're on day 20 of our 30 Days of Gratitude today. And I want to give you a couple of things I've read about gratitude in the last couple of days. And here goes. And I will give you in the info below the video where I'm pulling these from. This is just a couple. One is with our gratitude, because I've noticed this in myself as I've tried to be more grateful for the last 20 days. When we remove a lot of complaining and negativity, it's really hard to be negative when you're looking for things to be thankful for, and it repels evil. The forces of darkness can't stand to be around hearts that give their thanks and their honor to God. I've found that over the past few weeks, I'm not grumbling about things as much, and I'm actually stepping up and offering to do things for people, kind of out of my comfort zone. So, gratitude's a great thing. We're going to make the second of our 12 days of crafting advent calendar today, and so I'm going to turn this around and we'll get started. Okay, you'll see here, cheated, I guess. I'm already opened day 2, but there's a reason for it. I wanted to go ahead and prepare some of what we'll be working on. And day 2 is paper, and it's beautiful paper. It's not our standard DSP Designer Series paper because it's not printed on the back. And normally our DSP is printed on the back, but there's some gorgeous papers here. And they're going to make beautiful cards. And I chose 2 different papers to use today. Stick this back in here. And remember, yesterday we had dies. So I have used those again today, along with another set of dies, which I will show you, and along with stamps from the stamp set that came with this set. Okay, for the card we're going to make today, I have a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of Misty Moonlight, because that's one of the colors it looks like to me that's in the paper. And I have scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. So that means it's going to be folded in half and then back on itself. So it ends up looking like this. Okay. Then I have a piece of the Designer Series paper that's 4 by 5 1/4, just the standard for an inside. And then I also have that same paper, a piece that's 5 1/4, but down 1/4 of an inch, so it's 1 7/8 across. And the same with this coordinating piece that I chose. It's 5 1/4 by 1 7/8 inch across. I've used crushed curry and Misty Moonlight, and I stamped a large flower from the stamp set in Misty Moonlight and the smaller one in the crushed curry, and die cut those, so you didn't have to listen to my die cut machine. I'm going to use the Healing Hugs stamp, and I'm using some of our Balmy Blue ribbon. Let's see. Oh, I'm also using the little Drusy, I think that's how you pronounce it, Drusy dots. They do stick up a little, but not too much. And if you're curious, they are 164,223, and they're $9. And you can see I've already used a bunch, but we're going to use these today. And we're using the next to largest die from the Spotlight on Nature's dies. And these are in the regular annual catalog. This is the second year we've had them. These are great dies. You get, was it 12? Yes, 12 dies with this set, and they marry up and match up. It's a really nice set to have on hand. I cut out 3, and that's just because I'm the way I am. You really only need 2, but once I stamp on one side of this, it is going to bleed through, and I do not like the way that looks. So once I'm done stamping on this, then I'm going to add this to the back side, just so that the part that's next to the verse on the card does not have open stamping showing. So I have 3. The third one is not required for this card. Highly suggested, though. Okay, let's get started. One thing I don't have is a piece of, no, I do have. I'm using this for the inside. Okay. Oh, I thought I'd forgotten something. Okay. Now, I'm not doing anything on this side because once I apply this, I'm going to go ahead and put the 1 7/8 inch piece down. Then I have something else I'm going to do. Okay, so let's put this down. And then I want to put this piece of ribbon down, and it says how many inches? This is about 9 inches of ribbon, just a teeny bit over. But I'm going to wrap it around this, just to give it a little bit softer touch. I'm just going to use plain old tape. And I mean, this isn't fancy tape at all. This came from Dollar Tree. So put the tape down and get that tight. All right, now I don't want that showing, so I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this. And it won't hurt if I get glue on the ribbon. Okay, another thing you might want to have on a hand is a bone folder, just to get that smoothed down very well. Spread that glue out inside there. All right. And we're going to go ahead and put the green down on the inside. This is a quick card. The hardest, or not hardest, the part that takes the longest is the cutting. And then it's simple. Okay. And we'll put this pretty piece down. This has got lots of colors in it that you could choose from for a base or to coordinate with it. It's got, looks like bubble baths and calypso coral, balmy blue. It's got beautiful colors in it. Okay. Now that's the base of the card. Pretty much it's ready to go as far as that part's concerned. But let's do a little playing. I want to add a leaf. So we do have some leaves in here. Just want to use this one, I think. And then I'm also going to use this Healing Hugs. I want to put that toward the center. Towards the bottom. Okay, Healing Hugs. And if you'll notice, I'm no longer using that thin little block that came with the kit. I'm now using a full-size block, and this is a D block. And it's just the way they come. They're just plain, because this one hasn't gotten engraved yet. If you order through me, and you want your name engraved on that, usually I'll just put my first and last name down here. We can do that. Because when you go to crafting retreats, they all look alike, don't they? So it'd be nice to have your name on there. Let's see, we want to use, I think, garden green. So let's put some garden green on here. I want to figure out where my flowers are going to go. I think right in there and right in there. So then I want my leaves to be in that area because they're going to be flat with the garden green. So if I have a leaf coming out here, good. And maybe one down here. And let's put another there. And yep, it went off the edge, not a problem. All right, you can see I got some green on here. Clean that up. We can either make sure we cover it up with the flower, which is probably what we'll do, or you could add another leaf there. It's just an opportunity to embellish. All right, let's use the large dimensionals for the large flower. May use some large ones for the smaller flower as well. It's a pretty good size flower. I put that on there. Okay. And now, yeah, I think I'll put that flower there. Maybe just one more little leaf coming out from that flower. If that flower's there, the leaf should be right in there. Okay. Yes. All right. And then we'll just cover up our little opportunity there. No one will know, except us. Okay. Now I'm going to add my little drusies, and I'm going to shut this. Oh, goodness. I'm going to stick my fingers in that. Okay. And you can either use your fingernails like I do, or you can use take your pick tool. I'm wondering, since that one's... No, I don't want to put 3 in there. We'll just use one large one. Okay. Now, as you can see, there's some ink that went through on that side, and that's why I like to use another piece and cover. And like I said, it might not bother some people, it just bothers me. I want to line these up. But you can see they do have little holes and dots. There we go. Push that down. And if you're uncertain, you can always use your bone folder. Okay. Curious. Had a little strip left. Do I put that in there? Or leave it alone? I think we'll leave it alone. All right. Now we want to only cover up half of that. Let's see, I want that down just a little more. There we go. All right, so we only want glue on this part. if we put it on the other side, we wouldn't be able to get the card open, and that's just not cool. So we'll put it on this side. And then for the sentiment piece, I'm going to put our glue down. And line it up behind here. Get rid of the back of that dimensional and shut our card. And so now it shuts, and you can write your message that no one else will see. And maybe give this another. There we go. No, I think maybe we can add a couple of these down here. What do you think? I think I like that better. All right. So that's our little card to send to someone that's not feeling so well, and hopefully can perk up them just a little bit today or tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me, and tomorrow we'll open that third door and see what we can play with. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.